Well, if you're looking to cut back and declutter this year, you might want to take a leaf out of Rob Greenfield's book. The extreme minimalist from the US culled his possessions back to just 44 items, living out of his backpack for a whole year.
An advocate for sustainable living, Rob ditched things like his car or his mobile phone. He took on the challenge in a bid to become less materialistic. Rob Greenfield joins us now. Rob, what made you do this, and was it a long process to get down to only 44 items?
Sure, yeah. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see you. I actually just took a dip in this cold river here, and I might be shivering just a tiny bit. It was only about 5 degrees. But I got started on this journey about 10 years ago, and the reason why is I was living a pretty typical consumeristic lifestyle. And what happened was I started to watch a lot of documentaries and read a lot of books and just realized that the lifestyle I was living was just causing so much destruction to people, to the planet, and to all of our plant and animal relatives. And I decided to, change my life and focus on living in a way that's better for the earth. And one of the ways of doing that is just by owning a lot less stuff and needing a lot less stuff. And I started one bit at a time, downsizing and simplifying.
I don't know whether we could all do 44, but boy, could we all streamline things. Yep. What were the hardest things to give up?
Yeah, absolutely. I take things to the extreme in a way that's really designed to catch people's attention and inspire people. But the goal is not that any of you watching need to get your life down to 44 possessions. What it's really about is just getting it down to what serves you well and serves the earth well. For me, the hardest thing to get rid of was my cell phone. It took me about 5 years before I got rid of my cell phone, and I've been living without a cell phone for about 6 or 7 years now. And although it was one of the hardest things to get rid of, it was one of the most rewarding so that I could just live in a much more present way on this earth.
Okay. You have a few more possessions now. How much do you scrutinise what you buy? You sort of have a filter, don't you, that if you don't use it within the last 6 months, you get rid of it?
Yes, I definitely, that's one of the ways that I, sort of try to keep my stuff to a minimum is by just looking at it and saying, have I used this in the last 6 months to 12 months? And if the answer is no, then that generally means that I don't need it. I scrutinize quite a bit. I mean, I go through my stuff fairly often and I'm downsizing. And the thing is, we live in a society that's designed in a pretty consumeristic way, and it kind of encourages us every day to get more stuff and accumulate more stuff. So it's a constant exercise to keep my possessions down to just what I need.
I can really see how this could be attractive to so many people, but how could you do it if you had a family, for instance?
Yeah, definitely it wouldn't be the same. I am, a young single man, and so I'm living as a young single man. But if you start to look, you'll see that there's so many families. There's a great channel called Living Big in a Tiny House, which is actually out of New Zealand, I believe. And they spotlight so many families. There's another YouTube channel that's one of my favorites that's called Exploring Alternatives. And there's so many families that are living an alternative way, a way that's more in alignment with the earth. And sure, none of them have just 44 possessions, but they all are living in a way that's very much in alignment with their beliefs and in alignment with, our global humanity.
Well, Rob Greenfield, you got us all thinking, and I think lots of families out there will be having this conversation with their kids around the dinner table tonight. Appreciate your time.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep. I appreciate being with you, and nice to see you all. I love you all very much and hope to see you in person and share a hug one day.
Good on you, Rob.
Yeah, what a lesson.
Makes you think.
It's a lesson, isn't it? Yeah.